Hello guys, welcome back to Mathematics. Today we are going to check how to find volume of rectangle prisms and cubes. So let's start with this question. What is the volume of a figure? What does that mean? So as you can see, here is a figure of a square. This square has two dimensions, the width and the height. But like that, it's like a piece of paper. It doesn't take up any space. But when you give it a third dimension, then it becomes a cube, like this one. So notice that this one is a three dimensions, a 3D shape. This is what we call a cube. So this one has width, height, and length. So for every shape in two dimensions, we can give it a third one and convert it into a 3D shape. Like the circumference, we can make it a cylinder. Or a rectangle, if we give it a third dimension, we make it a rectangular prism. So the volume is basically how many space the shape occupies. And there is several ways to measure it. But how to find the volume of a figure? Well, we need a standard first, like a way to measure it. So what we take is, for example, a cube of 1 centimeter each side. So it has the same dimension on each side. This is what we call a cubic centimeter. And we represent it with the little 3 at the top. This is an exponent of power, which represents that it's a three-dimensional shape. So in order to find the volume of this box here, this is a cube, we need to check how many of these standard cubic centimeters we are able to fit inside the box. We are going to remove these parts so we can open the box, this one too, and this one on the top. Now let's check how many of these we can fit inside. Okay, it seems like we complete a layer of 9 cubes, 9 cubic centimeters. Let's see how many of these ones we need. Here we go. So we complete the whole box. So let's count how many cubic centimeters there's in each layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And yes, you're right, we could have just multiplied 3 times 3 in order to find the 9. Now let's check how many layers we have. This one is 1. This one is another one, so 2. And the one at the bottom is the third one, 3. So we have 3 times 9 cubic centimeters. So it would be 3 times 9, which is 27. So that means the volume of this box is 27 cubic centimeters. As you might have been thinking, yes, it's the multiplication of the three dimensions. And that works for cubes and rectangle prisms. So let's take this rectangular prism. All you need to do to find the volume is to take the length, the width, and the height and multiply them together. So at the end we have volume is equals to height times the length times the width. Just need to multiply the three dimensions. And when you have a cube, this is a little special because the length, the width, and the height, they all have the same size. So we would say it's just the length. Length times the length times the length. So you could say the volume in a cube is just the length to the power of 3. So it's length times length times length, since it's the same measure the whole time. Let's check some examples. Let's find the volume of this block and the volume of this Rubik cube. So in order to find the volume of the block, we just need to multiply the three numbers. I'm going to multiply the 30 times the 10 first, so it's going to get easier. 30 times 10, we just need to multiply 3 times 1, 3, and include the zeros. one zero from here and one zero from here, it's just 300 square centimeters because we have multiplied just twice. And then we multiply 300 times 7.5. Let's see, 5 times 0, 0, 5 times 0, 0, 3 times 5 is 15, 7 times 0, 7 times 0, and 3 times 7 is 21. Add them together, 5, 2, and 2. And remember, we count how many decimals. We have just one decimal, so it goes one decimal here. So the volume is 2,250 cube centimeters. Let's check the Rubik cube. This one, since it's a cube, we can just multiply the same 3 times. So it would be 8 centimeters times 8 centimeters times 8 centimeters. Let's start with these two. 8 times 8 is 64 square centimeters, and then times 8 centimeters. 64 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. 6 times 4 is 48, plus 3 is 51. So the volume is 512 cube centimeters. Okay, guys, time for you to practice. Check these two exercises and then I'll give you the answers in a moment. Okay, guys, let's check. So for this one, it's just 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So the volume is just 8 cube centimeters. And let's check this serial. We need to multiply 25 times 40 times 5.5. 25 times 40 is just 1000 because 25 times 4 is 100, and with this zero it makes it 1000. So the problem is just multiplying 5 times 5 times 1000. Remember, multiplying by powers of 10 is just moving the decimal point, in this case 3 times. So it would be 1, 2, and 3. We need to complete with 2 more zeros. So it's going to be 5,500 cubic centimeters. And those are the two answers. How are your answers, guys? Let me know in the comments. Okay, guys, if it was useful, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe if you haven't done it yet, book your own lessons with me if you want, and let me any questions you have in the comments box. Bye bye, guys. See you next time.